does the side say Tools Techs and
Just open mic.
what's his open mic?
Virtual Tools, Tech, and Apps. But I want to see this one right here. There you go. I want to see this real quick. Got a video. Spark.
Tools Techs. Is it this one? There it is. Okay. All right.
Boom!
Like fire. That's cool. Yeah, I've seen those before. That's cool.
I have a video resource. You're gonna have to. It's on that list I gave you. Dude,
Yeah.
It's trippy, dude. It's got all kinds of shit.
I got the power cord for the. It just arrived yesterday. Can you see the power cord just came in?
Nice, dude.
I'm gonna set up the desktop today.
I'm on the search for another monitor. I just lost a TV outside. I guess it burned out from being. I have two TVs outside on my patio.
Yeah.
But I do need a monitor for the garage because I'm setting another computer in my garage. I might as well. I'm in there in the mornings.
Yeah.
Is that fuzzy? No, that's better. Maybe it is.
Too expensive. You can find those anywhere, really.
It's fuzzy, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Come on. There you go. Better.
Oh,
What is it? You good? All right. All right. Anything in particular?
no, I think we just have a conversation. I think this kind of is one of those ones that you can just open it up wherever. And then if there's any specific, as we grow, I think we just get into like specifics, but we can talk about whatever. I mean, what are you using? I mean, there's a lot of cool.
Hey, Lauren, we had that conversation in the text between her and I know you saw, you were in that text as well, right? Where she didn't want to spend the money on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of want to break that down about tools. Hey, there's so many tools out there. Which one's the right one? Which one do you want to spend money on? Which one do you want to go, not try and go free? But at the same time, for 50 cents a day, you can now stream unlimited. Why are you going to let that 50 cents a day hold you up from what
Sure.
you
Absolutely.
That was kind of what I was thinking when after I had the conversation. I was like, oh, this is a good topic for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think, yes, let's talk about Zoom. Let's talk about the pros and the goods and the bads, and then let's talk about like the truck challenges, and then just remind people we're not trying to sell you Zoom. We're just letting you know there's obviously we're gonna try other things.
That's what we're doing. Exactly.
Just testing it out, and that's what we're here for you guys. You guys are seeing the results. You're seeing it from my end. You're on the desktop. I'm not. We'll tell the story about Lauren, how Lauren, and we'll talk about her, and we'll say, hey, this is what she's doing now. And this is what we're doing here. This is how Zoom is. We're seeing Zoom a lot. And obviously, there's other software out there. We'll tell them about, we'll just tell them about, we can talk about Zoom the whole time, most of the time, probably 30 minutes.
It wasn't really, I wasn't going to be very specific. I was going to talk about some of the tools that I bought.
Sure.
AppSumo is a place that I think has some great tools for inexpensive. But at the same time, you can't be afraid to spend a little bit of money and let that hold back what you're doing.
Absolutely.
That was really the message I was going to try to go at today.
Yeah, you have to invest in some kind of like tools or, something that's going to help. Oh, for sure. I'm trying to figure out there was an app I used recently, but I don't even remember. I'm trying to. But the thing is, you know what? Yeah. I didn't buy it. It was like, oh yeah, if it's books or whatever, it's all kinds of stuff, books on
anything. Could be an app, it could be a desktop. It could be, it could be as simple as buying a power drill instead of trying to screw in a screwdriver. The tool is going to get you there much, much faster. It's either time or money. You've heard Russell say this, either time or money.
And I've even cut this in a good analogy I had yesterday. I was sawing down this this tree, and I've had this saw for like God knows how many years. And then I first had it, it would just. Now I'm like, this thing doesn't work. Yeah, I'm struggling. Yeah, we'll come to that.
That's great. No, let's throw that in, man. Let's throw that in. I'll keep on the clock. Oh shit, hold on. I remember, I got a clock.
All right, let me log out and we'll come back in.
No need to log out. No need to log out. We're not in there for 40 minutes. Don't log out. We're good.
Okay.
Saw this last night. I forgot I had it, dude. 7:30. Ready to rock and roll?
Yep.
Let's do it. Here we go. I'm gonna hit go live. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday, Ben. Good morning. How you doing, buddy?
And how are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. I adjusted my morning routine a little bit. You know, usually at this time I'm ramping up to make eggs for Maddie. And now that we have the show, you know, I've been squeezing out, trying to have to shower later, and it drags in my day. So I'm starting my day and actually showering earlier and getting the breakfast done for little Maddie and just accelerating my day a little bit more.
Good. That's good he's up early because my girls are still sleeping. So
he's like, sleep through this. He's on the other side of the wall back here. I know we have the virtual screen, but I am so loud that I'm sure the neighbors are hearing me as well. So he can't sleep through it. So he's awake. He has no choice.
Man. So
today is Tools, Tech, and Apps Tuesday. We talk about different tools that we've bought, whether it's construction, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's online tools. Generally, in our situation, it's online tools. Things that have helped us in our business, whether it's getting our message out, project management, note-taking, picture-making, collages, whatever. Here we're going to talk about a few of the tools that we've used. I know we've talked in the past about Trello is something that I really like to use. We talk about Zoom, and today we wanted to talk a little bit more about Zoom, but not really Zoom in general, more online streaming platforms. Ben and I and another member of the BSN Entourage, Lauren, and I'm going to turn this over to Ben in a moment, have been talking about the live streams here. Actually, I got hit up by another of the BSN Entourage. Ben, I hadn't even told you this yet, about the live streaming and how to set it up. So this is really a pain point for people. And we kind of wanted to talk about, you know, why we're doing it here, what else we're doing, and, you know, and some of the other tools we're doing. So Ben,
sure,
take it away.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about just this is what's happening right now. We're talking about this is the new evolution of having the communication, inviting someone into your live stream or a group chat and having conversations. This is what's happening. So Maddie and I we were playing out, trying to test out what's the best. We were trying to find the Facebook used to have an option where you can invite someone into your live, right? And we kept finding articles about it. We keep seeing videos about it. And finally, I found an article that said that they took that option out.
Right. Yeah, we were struck with how long? That was a weekend.
We were testing, and then finally we said we tried Google Hangouts, right? Mm-hmm. Google Hangouts, yeah, that was something that was working for it. It worked, but it didn't work. I want to forget what was it. Why didn't it not work?
We were having trouble, actually. I think it was getting the live stream on or getting us both on camera. I think that's what it was, because trying to get us both on camera was the bigger deal.
I remember now. It was a voice activation, like screen sensor on.
Back and forth, right?
When you would talk, and then I would talk, it would just come back and forth, and it was more for. That works really, really great for a conference or not for live stream, right? If we're going to use a meeting or an office meeting, you're having a conversation, but not in a live stream. So we tested Zoom out, and we were excited because we found something.
Worked pretty well.
Yeah, we found something that was working pretty well. There was a little quirks. And let's talk about the headaches first, right? Let's talk about the challenges that we had and how did we overcome those? Because Matt, you're the one that's doing it. You're the one that's coming from your stream. So let's talk about all the challenges that you had and how can people start, like, let's get rid of those headaches. So what happened to you?
So when we went over to Zoom, I had been doing Zoom for a long time, but doing it on Facebook Live was something that was new to me. So what I would do is it looked very simple. Loading up the live producer and connecting it with my screen, and everything seemed to go well. And then as soon as I would go live on Facebook, it seemed like my camera would go down. Or I think the first episode was where I didn't know at first there was up in the up over here, I believe, in the very top, there is a gallery view option where you can go by the speaker or go have the gallery where we can see each other, or there's a tiled view. So I had to figure out all these things to really get every setting to work correctly. So, finally I got it into the tiled view where we can see us. Then the camera would go out, and then I had to figure out that I had to load up my Facebook Live first. So this is a good tip for y'all. If you guys are doing this and struggling, Danielle, listen to this. Start up your Facebook Live first. Don't start the live, but start the live producer. Get in there and then share the screen or the tab that you want to put for the Zoom. I think, it says share application as well, I believe. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
So it has the 3 of those options. So whatever option is right for you, at the time you're ready to go live, that's when you start your Zoom. That way you're going to start your 40 minutes if you're on the free version. We're going to talk about free versus paid in a minute. But at that point, you start your Zoom. Your camera will catch up because you're already sharing your screen. Your camera will show, and then you hit your live. That's the easiest way to do it. You start your live producer, but don't start your live yet. Start your Zoom screen, and then start your live. So go back and forth. That was the biggest trick that I think everybody is sticking on. And that took us about a week to really figure out that flow. And Ben and I are in this, and Ben is suffering through listening to me just being frazzled trying to figure it out, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and I try and get these things right. The camera would go on and then it would go off if I did it incorrectly. So I really had to isolate each individual step that I was doing to get my process right. I think that's really where it's at this point, is I have the process down. So every single morning I do the same thing. I think today we got in the room at 7:25, which we're usually early because I'm frantically trying to put it together. Now it's very, very easy. So that's the biggest thing with Zoom. The other thing is knowing that we have the 40-minute time limit. That's huge. So I got a little clock here. That's going to keep us on track and keep our integrity, because we're trying to keep the show at about 30 minutes. So these are the things that we're evolving and things we're trying out, because we don't need to go over the 40-minute time limit. We don't need to spend hours and hours of our time on one live channel. So we want to get our message out quickly and concisely and take about 30 minutes.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, we went through a lot of headaches. So this is what you guys know. We're doing a lot of testing right now. So Matt, on his end, he's doing his live through a desktop. He has I'm actually on a iPhone, my extra device. So one of the things I'm trying to always educate people on is using your device as much as you can, maximizing your device. But there is a downfall for using your device on Zoom, is that you cannot, it's not going to be, if you're going to enter a group or enter a meeting, it's going to be a little bit easier, but you're very limited on the app.
Right.
Limited. You cannot, Maddie, the reason why it's on Maddie's profile is because he has the desktop and he has the program, right? I just have an app, so he's inviting me into the meeting or the live, and so I'm just entering as like a guest for his meeting. So that's and again the virtual background, you do have an option. So if you don't have Zoom downloaded now, you should probably just download the app and have it ready to go. One of the things there's a trick. I don't know what you're doing, Maddie, but I went into Lauren's meeting and enter a passcode and enter the number into the app, versus you, when we go in, I'm just hitting the link. So how are you doing that different? Because that was much easier for me to just jump into a meeting versus Lauren. I had to like copy it and put it into the app and then find the passcode. So unless people want it, is that something or people are doing specifically, or you're just how are you changing those settings? So if you want people to just jump in.
So there's a settings menu right there in Zoom. And again, I was playing with all this, and we could go on about Zoom for hours, and there's plenty of video about that. But what I did was I wanted to test all the settings. So I went out into the settings. There's an ability for people to sit in a waiting room. So before the host arrives, people that are guests are able to commingle and talk before the host gets there. There's the ability not to have that, to wait till the host gets there. There's an ability to have a passcode that people have to enter every time. Or there's also, I think, a little check mark where you can actually send the link with the passcode, which is what I sent to you. I don't send that to everybody because I don't trust everybody. When you send those links out, especially right now, because those hackers are out there and we're all on Zoom, so a lot of those hackers are getting into these rooms because they're not as secure. So having that passcode on there and having people required to have that to enter the room is optimal, especially in this day and age. But it's really the settings. That's all I did, is I played with the settings and just configuring it to what you want. I did for a long time. I buy little tools. I use AppSumo is where I buy a lot of my little tools that I buy. You could buy unlimited, like Dub I use as a video conferencing. And I bought it like an unlimited license for $50 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's a great place. But I buy a lot of tools, and I didn't really figure them out. I didn't know how to implement them correctly. So it sat, I wasted money, and I didn't, again, implement. And now that I'm getting more into this, I'm seeing how these tools are working. And now I'm going deeper into the settings to understand the weaponry that I have to be able to utilize it.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a little conversation about investing. We always have to invest in ourselves. And I was telling you the story this morning, how I was cutting I'm doing some landscaping. If you see my other live videos, I'm always out there doing landscaping. My wife, I have this saw that I use to cut branches. Mm-hmm. So I've had it for years, right? And I remember when I first had the saw, man, that thing would just cut. It would just cut everything. Wow. This is a tool, okay? So now the saw doesn't work. It's taking me more time to do this, and I'm just getting more frustrated and more like, but it still works. It's still glitchy. It's still glitchy, but it's working. So the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you guys, there's tools out there that technology is always advancing. Things are always moving. We have to get the update. And I'm stubborn, and I'm stubborn in that way where I don't want to give it up, right? I don't want to be like, I've had this tool forever. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, I know you had a conversation with Lauren, right? We'll talk about her. She's part of us, about investing in. We're not selling you Zoom. We're not salesmen. We're not trying to sell you technology.
Well, she's trying to figure out the right balance as well. Do I pay the paid or can I get by with the free?
Exactly. So there's a free version versus, and we all have downloaded the app, right? Where like on your app store.
This day and age, for sure.
I get the trial version, and you're like, okay, and then it's not like really what you like, or maybe you do want to buy it, but maybe you just deal with the commercials. So is it worth investing in Zoom, or if you're going to be doing it, is it worth it, Maddie? Let us know.
I honestly, because we scaled this back to a half hour, I haven't had to. But I will tell you, I do invest in tools. So online streaming is something that I'm going to be doing more. People have been pushing me to do this for a long time, and I don't know why I haven't done it more, but I really enjoy it. So what I'm doing is trying to find the right tool for me, because I want to stream on Facebook and I want to stream on YouTube. I want to be able to stream to different platforms. So Zoom is doing great for me. We're taking the Zoom and I'm premiering this exact video at 10 p.m. on YouTube, right? But I want to invest in a platform that's going to take care of all of that format. And you know what? Unfortunately, they give you a free trial, but for the most part, you're going to have to jump in at some point and start paying for some of these tools. You don't want to let, I think, you know, if you're in Zoom and you need to go longer than 40 minutes and what you need to say and what you're doing is longer than that, I think Zoom is what, 15 bucks a month, $14.99. I know there's some coupons out there. I think that's what it is. But for 50 cents a day, you can do anything that you want. So don't let 50 cents a day stop you. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I don't care who you're spending the 50 cents with. I don't have an affiliate with anything out there like that. All I'm saying is find the right solution. If it's $10 a month or $30 a month, I'm part of programs that are $100 a month. And I pay them all the time with a smile on my face. Because like my wife says when she bought her car, when she's rolling down the street making that payment, she wants to smile. You know what I mean? So make sure that what tools you're buying are the ones that you need, and do it quickly, in my opinion. So when you get into something, a lot of them will give you a free trial. Check it out real quick. Put your toe in the water. See if it's going to work before you commit the money. Maybe you got to commit a month and see if it works for you. But you know what? Don't be afraid to do that, because that little bit of money, it's either time or money, folks. You spend a little bit of money, it may propel you way, way further in the head.
Absolutely. So that's what we're doing, guys. We're inviting you into our journey. We're inviting you into what we're doing, what action steps that we're taking in we're taking action steps, right? This is what we're doing. So we tested out. We've done lives. Now we're on the Zoom. And later on, as we progress, we'll see. Maddie's going to say, hey, I found this software. We're going to test it out. And we're going to go, okay, let's do it.
Check us on YouTube.
Check us on YouTube. So we're inviting you guys to check us out. But so if you
know the tool, let me know.
Absolutely. If you want to try a Zoom meeting, we've had Lauren coming into our live. We've had other people come into our live. If you want to practice with us, we have our open mic Friday. And that way in the future, if you want to do a live stream on your page or in this group or wherever, you need to get ready. Or maybe you're a business owner, right? And you have team members and you guys need to have a meeting. You need to practice. You need to know how to use these tools, because this is the new
Everybody says that now. It's the new norm, right?
There was an article with the governor getting a haircut. And I think the wife was watching the trainer.
No, I think they watched your haircut video and said, "Hey, we could do this." So Sisolak said, "Hey, let's go ahead and jump on this. Let's go ahead and upbend. We can do this."
Guys, so get ready. And we're not trying to say Zoom is the number one. Start simple with your Facebook Live option. That's a great tool to use, especially for yourself. If you just want it to be you, you want to be you. Definitely practice out and people always ask, what should I talk about? What should I say? Talk about what your dreams are. Talk about who you are. Start talking about what you want in life. Have gratitude. When I first started doing live videos, I started talking about gratitude and being thankful for the people that helped me become where I'm at today. So, and I guarantee you, I always tell people, you're going to get the most amazing engagement out there. I did a live video on my Sunday school church lady who was there for me, for my family for many, many, many years. She was, and I just tagged her in the video and I said, hey, I want to do this live video for, her name is Mrs. Mark. And I said, hey, she was someone that was very influential in my life. Thank you so much. And she's been an influence in many other people's lives. But how many people had done this for her? I don't think that many. Man, I had the most amazing engagement. I had people come to me and say, oh, you're right. And so many other people were having conversations, say, thank you so much. That was amazing. And all these Scopes people, and I got to meet new
people, connect and everything else just because of that post.
Make it 3 minutes, simple, and go out there and start just having gratitude, man. And you're gonna see that you're gonna realize those ways of engagement, that live video or that post that you made, it's gonna broaden the conversation. So that way, when you start doing your lives, right, when you start going on live and talking about your business, or you start talking about whatever, more people, new people are going to see that conversation.
Absolutely. No, and that's what it's all about. You want to, the bottom line of all of this is every tool that we're putting out there online is used to try and engage with people. That's the bottom line. And whatever tool is comfortable for you, use it. I have I put up a Google sheet in my back end where I have the link to it. So I go to the Google sheet and I enter in the name of the tool, the URL to get there, the username and password. That way, all I have to ever do is go to that Google sheet and it has that stuff listed out for me. And I look at some of these tools and some of these programs that I bought, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I bought this 3 years ago. You know, I know that there's some stuff in here that's not going to be valid anymore, but let's look in there again and let's see if there's anything any good. So moral of the story is use your tools. Don't be scared to invest in yourself. Don't let 50 cents a day or $1 a day or $25 a day stop you if that $25 a day is going to make you 100. Okay, the bottom line is use the tools that are going to cut through that, as Ben's saying, through that tree faster, sharpen them up, and use the heck out of them. All right?
That's
Ben,
right.
else take us out?
Yeah, I'll take this out. Look, guys, I'm going to tell you, and this is Ben, and I try to stay away from, anyways, let's be straight up with you guys. Stop playing around with games, right? Stop downloading those games. If people are going to spend money on video games, on your apps, on your phones or whatever, the reality is that you need to improve yourself. The reality is you need to be a better version of yourself. And that's what we're doing. There's tools, technology, there's all the stuff that we're talking about is going to help you. It's going to be able, not going to be like me yesterday, trying to cut that branch and taking longer. It's when you download that tool, whatever it is that you think it is, it's going to cut a lot smoother. And that's what we're doing. How far advanced have we gotten? Because we downloaded the Zoom app, we downloaded this, we've trying it out. Now we're here with you guys. We could have been still, you know, I don't know, not here, you know. And
you can always have just put it off. Hey, we can't figure it out. Let's put it off. Let's put it off.
Yeah, we could have had a negative mindset. We could have made excuses, but we didn't. We just kept on hacking it. And I give a lot of props to Matt because Matt's out there really, really working it. And he's out there trying to work it. And if you have any questions, go to Matt, give a comment on the DM or in the comments. Let us know what if you have a trick, let us know. If you have a tip, let us. Yeah, I mean, we're not here. It's not about. It's about us having a conversation and you jumping in and letting us know what's working for you, because we want to know if there's something else that's better than that.
I want to know.
Yeah, I'm all ears.
Drop it in the comments. Interact with us. I know Annette was in there in our comments earlier, interacting, talking about setting up Zoom because she's on Zoom every morning at 6 a.m. And I'm trying to remember to share it to the BSN because what she's got to say is awesome. She was actually talking about virtual backgrounds this morning. Patrick was in here. Enzo was in here. Dante was in here. I just want to thank you all for being in here. You know what I mean? And taking your time and listening to us. And there's a few other folks in here. There's about 5 of you watching right now, and I really appreciate it. I want to thank you very much for spending some time with us. Connect with us. If you want to find us, DM us if you have a question or if you have a better solution for us. We want to know about it.
That's it.
All right. Take care, everybody. We're out a few minutes early this morning. Right before 8 o'clock. I hope you're having a great day. Your day's going to be killer. And as always, slay the day. Take care.